Have you ever caught yourself saying, I have to prepare for this meeting? I should attend that networking event, or I must respond to those client emails. The language we choose, both in our professional communication and in our internal dialogue, has a profound impact on how we feel, how we perform, and ultimately how our message lands with others. Using words like, I have to, I should, I must, creates an internal response of resistance. These phrases subtly tell your brain that you're being forced to do something against your will. Even as successful professionals, we can unwittingly trigger some rebellious response we had as children to clean our rooms. Instead of thinking or saying, I have to, I should, I must, replace these phrases with, I get to, I choose to, I want to, because the language sounds really different and we will no longer internally resist. So I get to prepare for this presentation implies there's an opportunity, not a burden. I choose to attend this networking event acknowledges your agency in building valuable connections. I want to respond to those client emails reframes the task as a purposeful action aligned with your goals. We've observed so often how professionals get the language wrong and use it incorrectly so that it creates a barrier. So consider the difference between these statements. I have to lead the weekly team meeting. I get to guide my team through our priorities. I should speak up more in discussions. I choose to contribute my valuable perspective. I must network at this industry event. I want to connect with colleagues who might benefit from my expertise. Total difference, right? In each one of those. The second version in each one of those sentences I shared with you isn't just better, it actually primes your brain for engagement, creativity, and authentic connection. So this principle extends well beyond your internal dialogue. The language you use when you are communicating with your colleagues, with your clients, and with your teams or your networking partners shapes how they receive your message. In today's hybrid work environment, many professionals struggle with digital communication fatigue. Zoom fatigue is a real thing. Notice how different these meetings invitations feel. You need to join the quarterly meeting review. You're invited to contribute to our quarterly planning session. When you're invited, whole different connotation. The first creates resistance. What do you mean I have to show up? The second is about I get to, right? It feels like it's going to be participation and I'm going to contribute something of value. When you're an expert in your field, your language should reflect the confidence and the command you've worked so hard to develop. Phrases like, I think maybe we should try, don't land well. Instead, say, based on my experience, I recommend, or I've found that this approach delivers results. These small, seemingly inconsequential shifts in language just don't change how others perceive you. They transform the way you see yourself. Your brain believes every single thing you tell it. So when you speak with confidence and authority, your brain believes you are confident and that you are an authority. So tell yourself the positive things and share language in a positive manner. Here's a 24-hour challenge I have for you. For the next 24 hours, whenever you're listening to this message, become acutely aware of your language choices. Each time you catch yourself saying, I have to, I should, I must, rephrase the sentence, I get to, I choose to, I want to. Your internal dialogue is pay attention. It's about work responsibilities, if you will, and reframe requests to others, whether it's your team or your assistant or your client or your partner, if you will. And look at your email language when scheduling appointments or following up. At the end of the day, at the end of that 24 hours, reflect back on how you used those words and how this simple shift affected your energy, your enthusiasm, and your responses that you received from others. Remember, public speaking isn't just for stages and formal presentations. Public speaking happens every time we interact with another human being, whether it's one-to-one or in small groups. The words you choose to use shape your professional identity and determine whether your expertise gets the recognition it deserves. I love to hear from my audience, so please leave a note below the show so that I can know what happened in your 24-hour challenge. I would love to hear from you. And of course, if you know somebody who could use this video, please feel free to share it with them. And as always, if you haven't subscribed to my channel already, please do so you get weekly updated content. Until next time, watch the language, watch what you say.